You're scrolling through a sea of Acoustic-Electrics because you need something that will actually hold up night after night, stay in tune when you're on the road, and feel like a natural extension of your hands, not just a checklist of specs. That hesitation, wondering if the guitar will sound good in a coffee shop, survive a weekend gig, and still be worth the price, shows up for almost anyone stepping off the beginner's rack and into a serious instrument. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Martin GPC 13E Modern Road tries to answer that exact question. It's positioned as a performance-ready model, which in plain language means you can walk on stage, plug into the PA, and not spend an hour tweaking knobs before you start. The built-in E1 preamp with an integrated tuner is the kind of convenience that makes a gig feel smoother. No extra pedal board, no hunting for a clip-in tuner, just a quick tap and you're back in the song. If you're the type of player who spends most of your time at home or in small venues, the grand performance body shape is worth a moment of thought. It's a mid-size body that strikes a balance between the boom of a dreadnought and the intimacy of a concert size. In real-world use, that translates to a tone that can fill a room without overwhelming a singer-songwriter set, yet still have enough low-end presence when you're playing a more rhythmic, strumming style. I've heard a lot of people in forums complain that mid-size guitars feel thin on stage. The GPC 13E's Spruce top combined with the Veneer seems to counter that, delivering a clear, balanced voice that doesn't get lost under a vocal line. Smooth, fast playability is another claim that often gets tossed around in marketing copy, but it matters when you're swapping between chord progressions and lead runs in a live setting. The neck on the Modern Road has a low-profile shape that many players with smaller hands have praised for reduced fatigue. In a typical rehearsal, where you might be running through a set list of 10 songs in an hour, that ergonomic feel can shave off a few seconds of adjustment time between songs. Nothing dramatic, but enough to keep the momentum going. The visual side shouldn't be ignored either. The glossy finish and the veneer give the instrument a contemporary vibe that stands out among the more traditional woods you see on stage. For a musician who wants a guitar that looks as modern as the music they're playing, this aesthetic can be a subtle confidence boost. It's not just a nice to have, the finish also resists the occasional scuff from a rushed stage change, though it's not as rugged as a matte polyester coating you'd find on a budget gig bag guitar. Now, let's talk about what you might regret if this isn't your exact match. First, the electronics, while convenient, aren't a full-blown preamp with multiple EQ bands. If you're accustomed to shaping your tone with a 3-band EQ or a boost pedal, you'll find the E1's tone control relatively simple, just enough to dial in a bit of brightness or warmth. That's fine for most singer-songwriters, but a player who relies heavily on tone shaping might feel limited. Second, the included softshell case does protect the instrument from everyday bumps, but it won't survive a drop from a moving vehicle or a hard case-level impact. If you travel frequently and need rock-solid protection, you'll probably want to invest in a hardshell case later on. It's a cost consideration that often catches first-time buyers off guard because the soft case-included phrasing can feel like a bigger saving than it truly is. Another practical point is the price point. Martin's brand carries a premium, and the Modern Road sits in a bracket where you could also look at a higher-end Taylor or a more affordable Yamaha with comparable specs. The decision often comes down to brand loyalty, the specific tonal character of Spruce versus other tone woods, and how much you value the built-in tuner. If you're a budget-conscious player who can live without the tuner, you might find better value elsewhere. So who should walk away with the GPC 13E? If you're a gigging singer-songwriter, a teacher who needs a reliable instrument that can be plugged into a classroom PA, or a hobbyist who wants an Acoustic-Electric that feels comfortable right out of the box, this guitar hits a sweet spot. Its balanced tone, quick plug-in setup, and modern looks make it a practical choice for anyone who wants a guitar that works in both intimate and modestly amplified environments without a steep learning curve. Who should skip it? If you're chasing a high-gain, heavily EQ-shaped electric-style sound, or if you need a rugged touring rig that can survive the roughest backstage handling, you'll probably be better served by a full-size dreadnought with a more robust preamp or a dedicated touring case. Also, if you're a player who demands a deep, thunderous low end for folk rock or bluegrass, The mid-size Grand Performance body might feel a touch restrained.